Hey there everyone, this is Ray Carcillo for Classic Game Room, and today we're climbing into the six-sided circle to take on TNA Impact for the Xbox 360.
Somebody call the doctor, because he just hit him with the neck breaker!
Serving as the first foray into the gaming world for TNA Wrestling, Impact, named after the company's weekly Thursday night program seen on Spike TV, was a surprisingly strong game considering it would end up being one of the final titles for the soon-to-be doomed Midway Games. Using real scans of the 20-plus featured wrestlers in the game instead of painted textures makes Impact still one of the prettiest wrestling games to date, if you only look at the wrestlers themselves. This extra rendering stress would leave much to be desired in terms of the arena and crowd design, but on the flip side, the wrestlers looked so good that more often than not, you would only focus on the in-ring action and miss a lot of the outside textures. It just makes you wish that they actually featured some of the TNA knockouts in this game instead of just the 20-plus male wrestlers. Rounding out the solid but not spectacular peripherals was audio that featured real crowd tracks from a TNA Impact recording, and all the wrestlers laying down original audio tracks for the game's surprisingly well put together story mode. And speaking of the story mode, this game, along with your standard local and online tournament and exhibition modes, features a compelling story where you play as a TNA newcomer and rising star Suicide. The nice thing about this game is that although it may not have a lot of content to it, beyond the story mode and a couple of dozen wrestlers, that the controls were quick and easy to pick up. The variety of moves may have been limited, but it was very straightforward when it came to punching, kicking, grappling, running, reversing, and doing every other key aspect of wrestling. The ability to see your wrestler's health and where they were hurting the most via the green dummy in the upper left-hand and right-hand corners of the screen was also a great way to see how much more damage you needed to do to an opponent before you try a pin, or just how much damage a particular move did. The impact bar for finishers also worked, as it was clear to see how much more damage you needed to do to an opponent before you could unlock the easy-to-pull-off signature moves for each character. My only real complaint about the gameplay was the Ultimate X match, the TNA variation on a ladder match. For those who are unaware, the Ultimate X match would have a pair of crisscrossing wires suspended above the ring with a hanging X in the middle. Whoever could shimmy their way to the middle of the ring and dislodge the X was the winner. In the game, unfortunately, once someone starts for the X, all you have to do is work your way up along with them, kick them off, and it becomes a marathon of who can keep kicking who off again and again until someone fills up their unlock bar and pulls the X down. This made the match much easier and much less hardcore than as promoted in real life.
What a shot that was! Good shot right there.
So it may not be the deepest or most polished of wrestling games, but it was a fine start to a new franchise, that's for sure. When you consider how in-depth the Create-A-Wrestler mode is, how long it'll probably take you to work through the story mode, and the online competition you can get via Xbox Live, and TNA Impact was a good, but not great video game, especially for the fans of their wrestling federation. Definitely worth a rental. It's just a shame that Midway's untimely demise left this franchise in limbo for quite some time, until finally landing with South Peak Games, who are supposedly working on a new console chapter for the TNA video game library due out in 2011.
This match will go down in history as one of the greatest of